Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. You know, we the people have something to cheer about, America's 200th birthday, the bicentennial. To help celebrate, the American Freedom Train is coming your way, drawn by a giant steam locomotive. Before it's done, it will travel 17,000 miles across this great land of ours. Aboard the train, you'll see an incredible collection of priceless artifacts and documents. The events, the arts, the inventions, the people that made America great. Our nation's past, present, and future, and we're all a part of it. See what people like you and me have accomplished in 200 years. The American Freedom Train comes only once. It's an experience you just can't miss, and don't let your kids miss it either. The American Freedom Train is coming your way, and when it comes, get on board.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Ryan's Trains. Hope you guys had an amazing weekend out there, an amazing weekday. Today's review we're going to be doing is the Lionel Legacy U-36, or what they're called, the U-boat in the Burlington Northern Spirit of 176. This is going to be an amazing review, so I hope you guys enjoy. So before we get into it, the Burlington Northern and the U-30C, General Electric U-boat, we're going to be going off with the history of the American Freedom Train. The American Freedom Train was started by Ross Rowland, who was the founder of the American Freedom Train, who decided to do a rolling exhibit with a bunch of America's artifacts on a passenger train, because America was started by trains. Trains helped pave the way which America became today, and now railroads are still being part of that. And now railroads are now the backbone of America. But Ross Rowland decided to do this by using two steam locos, a Reading and Northern T1, which I kind of forgot the name, which T1 was it, and a Southern Pacific GS4 4449, and they were both painted up into the American Freedom Train that both went around to America and met together for the American Freedom Train. And I do have the MTH variant of the American Freedom Train. I'll show you right here. I got these last Christmas in 2020. Is MTH Premier American Freedom Train passenger cars. I want to show you what they look like. These cars are nice, very, very nice cars, and they're very nice for for a 3-rail O scale. The back of these cars do light up. The drum head lights up. I don't know if you can see. It says American Freedom Train. You know, the camera's kind of blurry, but MTH made very good quality of these cars, even though they're not kind of prototypical to what the real Freedom Train cars. Lionel went ahead and made the other cars look more like the Freedom Train. But we're going to be going on now with the Burlington Northern. The Burlington Northern started out as the biggest railroad merger since the 1980s and the 70s. The Burlington Northern merged the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, the Northern Pacific, the Great Northern, and a Spokane and Portland, which merged all together to create the Burlington Northern, and which was James J. Hill, who was the founder of the Great Northern, Northern Pacific, and he knew that his railroad and all the other railroads would become the biggest railroad mega merger in the world. And the Burlington Northern did hold out as the biggest railroad merger since the Penn Central, if we know what happened to the Penn Central bankrupt. And the Burlington Northern hold out pretty well until the Burlington Northern and the Santa Fe merged became the BNSF that we see today. That's why if you're wondering what the BNSF is basically the Burlington Northern and Santa Fe Railroad. And now we're getting on to the U-boats. The U-boats were the most powerful locomotives back then when GE released it out of the factory. The Burlington Northern loved those U-boats so much they painted one in the bicentennial paint scheme. Now we give you more history on that U-boat Spirit 176. During the passenger run with the Southern Pacific Daylight 4449 was pulling the Freedom Train, she had to go under maintenance issues with her running gear. So locomotive had to be uncoupled and put into an engine shop to get fixed. Well, the fun fact, when she was being fixed, she was next to 844 in the same roundhouse while 844 was going to be doing her excursion. So both the engines were sitting there getting repaired. And since no engine could have pulled that Freedom Train, the Burlington Northern stepped in by using Spirit of 176 that's in the shed right now, the U-30C. Well, she was behind an SD-40-2 that was painted in the American Freedom Train. So both of those engines pulled the American Freedom Train while the 4449 was repaired, and the 4449 ran up with 844 in a double heading until the engine switched out to go separate ways with the 844 to meet up with the Freedom Train to connect back to her consist. So that was a cool, fun fact and known about this. Never known about this engine. Since down with the U30CB with U36, there was a passenger variant called the U36B passenger variant that was only used in Mexico railroads that for the rail line. And those engines are very standard today. There are still a few in museums and railroads. Even there's some kind of being used in passenger variants. I think. I know New Jersey Transit made a historical one that was kind of Erie Lackawanna that was used in commuter runs. And those engines are very powerful. Chicago Northwestern never liked them because, well, they never liked them, but Darlington Northern was a big fan of them. The Milwaukee Road had a bunch of them, and other railroads too. There were very, very powerful locomotives back then. So now we're going to be going into the details of the Lionel locomotive and give you the history of the Lionel engine. But before I go into the details, I want to say this Lionel engine was made back in 2011, and that's pretty amazing. And this engine was made back in 2011 because it's got a nice horn, nice beacon, and nice everything. So let's get into the details of that engine. So here's the details. Look, when we got a drop plate, the chevron on the front, number boards, working headlight, and marker lights, and electro coupler on the front of the engine is just so amazing. And here we go to the roof of the engine. We got a beacon, radio antenna, and a horn separately applied. The whole top of the locomotive is just so amazing. The beacon light is just the favorite part of this locomotive, and so is the horn. And on the side of the locomotive, we got this big American badge on, and you got Spirit of 176, the American flag, detailed handrails, and the trucks and everything on the side of the locomotive. Here we keep going down the side of the locomotive. We got Spirit of 176, the Burlington Northern logo, and the Spirit of 176 right there. More handrails and the detailed fuel cap. And here we got the almost to the back of the engine right here is the same kind of what you're going on with the same with the engine. And here we go on to the back end of the engine, a working drop plate, backup lights, and number boards. Very amazing. Got safety chain on it, electro coupler, and everything. And here's the same size, the same side of the locomotive. You don't got Bluetooth or anything with this engine, or nor 5 changeable horns. It's just the same because this model that came out in 2011. And here you see you got some more of that details of the locomotive as well. And on the front and on the back of the locomotive, you got the smoke cap, which you can take off to fill some smoke fluid down the engine, and that fan housing right there, which you see in a couple of moments. You can take off your run program switch and all the other switches you got in there, and the volume control and that big flywheel right there. Very amazing. Here we go onto the front where you can see the drop plate can bring down safety chain and that beautiful chevron on the front of the locomotive. Just very, very amazing. And here we got all the Spirit of 176 engines parked right here. And here we got the 2 engines right here on the American Freedom Train pulling, which is very, very amazing right here. I managed to find a picture of this on Google. Credit to the person that posted this. So now let's see the engine running in its running session.
Dispatcher, coupled up, air test complete. Am I clear? Over. Dispatcher here. Please hold for track orders. Over. Copy that. Out. Dispatcher here. You are clear to pull. Over. Thank you. We've got the green light. Out.
Well, thank you guys for coming around and watch this amazing video, this amazing Lionel Legacy U-36 in the U-boat in the Burlington Northern American Freedom Train colors. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really recommend you guys getting one of these U-boats. They're very amazing locomotives. The sounds are great, the crew talks are great. It doesn't have the 5 changeable bells or 5 changeable horns or the Bluetooth, just a regular older model of a diesel locomotive. And I hope you guys enjoyed that engine. And I'm hoping Lionel re-release these locomotives again, like in Burlington Northern or in different railroad paint schemes. I'm looking for the Great Northern versions or a Northern Pacific one, but who knows? But what mostly interests me is the U-boats that are in the Cascade Green of the Burlington Northern with the white chevrons on the front. And those engines are just really cool. It'd be awesome to lash those 2 engines up with the Spirit of 166 and a regular green Burlington Northern. And I hope you guys enjoy this day. And I just want to say, have an amazing Friday out there, amazing weekend. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next review. See ya.
Milwaukee Road, Milwaukee Road, the Milwaukee Road, the Milwaukee, Milwaukee Road, the Milwaukee, the Milwaukee's, the Milwaukee Road, the Milwaukee, Milwaukee Road, the Milwaukee Road, Milwaukee Road, the Milwaukee Road, the Milwaukee, Milwaukee Road, the Milwaukee Road, the Rock Island.